If you're feeling positive, if you're feeling good today about your business, if you're back to be in rotation, in the regular OIC rotation, if it feels good, right, to just kind of be back on the saddle, put a one in the chat real quick, right? I know a lot of us, the business is in us and not on us, right? And sometimes if we're not connected to this routine, this calendar, this schedule, we feel a little off. Did anybody feel a little off, right, over the
Yes.
weekend, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, right? It was like, all right, man, I need a winner circle in my life. I need a I need
Amen.
I need a presentation. I need a call, a something, right?
Amen.
I'm starting to get a little scared here. Like, am I still in business, right? Some of y'all freaked out over the weekend, right? You thought your whole business just fell apart because 3 days went by and there was no activity on the platform. Don't act like that was just me. All right. I used to feel like that all the time. All right. So it's good to see everybody, but it's indicative to the fact that you guys, we are family. And this business is real, and it's a beautiful opportunity for all of us. And so, one of the things that I wanted to do this morning is kind of open up and just wanted to celebrate a few wins, right? Because we had a lot of people really, really making it happen over the weekend. And some of you guys are on the call, some of you guys are not, right? But I know that if I'm looking at our numbers. This month alone, you guys, we've added 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 new people to our team. So you guys give yourselves a round of
Let's
applause. And
go.
that's a collective effort from like everybody. Okay.
Let's go.
That's
Let's
a
go.
collective effort from everybody. Um, And so, it is the end of the month. We've got 6 days left for March. All right. And March is a very, very crucial month for us, right? Because this is the end of the first quarter. All right. Now, you heard it here first. All right. And I'm going to spoil it. Okay. I'm going to spoil it for this team because I can. All right. Because I want us to have a slight edge. Are y'all with me? Is anybody going to tell on me if I tell y'all this?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Good stuff. So we are about to roll out a promotion. Okay. And write this down. It's going to be called 3-3 Convention. 3-3 Convention. Okay. So not 338, Michelle, but 3-3 Convention. So what does that mean? That means starting in June, okay? Yeah, May, June. I'm not slow. I just have to remember. All right. So June 3-3 Convention. What that means is if you get 3 new business partners in June and you market 3 apps, it don't even have to equal 8,000 points. Okay. Three recruits, 3 apps, your convention is going to be paid for. But you got to show up to convention and get the reimbursement. It's the only thing. Okay. Just it's fair.
including
It's fair. If I put
including
$210
the
in your account, right?
including the hotel
Pre-convention, you
room,
might not show up. Okay. So, I gotta see you at the door, right?
including
But
the flight ticket and the hotel room.
no, man. Come on, Fola. Fola says she got the flights and the hotels. All right.
She's
Fola got it like
negotiating.
that. All
She
right. Fola,
negotiate.
Fola got it like that. But 3-3 convention. Okay. 3-3 convention. So, leaders, promote, promote, promote. We're going to roll this out. This is going to be a big surprise. So, I want everybody to move everybody to our first EM next week. The 1st of June is when we're going to officially announce it. All right. So, this is a great opportunity to move everybody you can because this is not going to be a normal EM this coming June. This is going to be kind of an exclusive EM. We're going to go a little longer. We're going to have an amazing lineup. We're going to talk about all the things that OIC is rolling out, but all the leaders are coming together to promote this 3-3 convention. Why? Okay. because listen, this has got to be the best convention of all conventions. This has got to be a convention that changes lives. This has got to be a convention like no other convention, right? Incentivize you guys to do the same. Anybody excited about this? I'm super excited about it, right? Because all you got to do is put 3 apps in. Okay. Did I lose everybody?
No, you
You're
with us,
frozen.
brother.
I'm good now. I'm good
You're
now.
good.
Okay.
You're good.
I froze for like 2 seconds. I saw everybody freeze. All right. So, but no, I'm excited about this because here's the thing, you guys. 3, 3, and 8. I mean, 3, 3 in convention. It's a promotion that's never happened before. And listen, it's that simple. How many of you guys are going to set goals now to increase your convention registration? Absolutely, right? The people who counted themselves out no longer have an excuse to count themselves out, right? But you want to make sure people have some skin in the game, right? So it's like, look, if you bring on 3 people and if you help 3 families, they don't gotta close. I'm not saying right bad business.
Rose again, brother. He's so excited. He's freezing everybody up.
Let me get y'all back. Hold on 1 second. Let me pivot to my other situation real quick. Because I keep freezing. Y'all with
You're
me?
too
Y'all still
excited.
with me?
You're
Y'all
too
still with me?
excited. You're too
Yeah.
Okay, good
excited.
stuff.
You're freezing everybody up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
there's some
I'm too
Tauros in
hard
the
for the.
atmosphere. Come on.
I'm too hard. I'm too hard for the
No.
radio.
He said he's too hard for radio.
You don't know none about that.
Oh, you're echoing now, brother.
I'm working on it, Mr. Taylor. Can you see me now? Can you hear me now?
You
I can
clear.
hear
You
you.
coming in clear. We can see image in the
All right.
background.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So I'm gonna rock with this image and I'm gonna rock with this sound. All right. So everybody good? We good to go? Can everybody hear
We
me right
good.
now? All
We
right.
good.
Call me Pivot Master. So here's the thing. 3, 3, and 8, you guys. No excuses. All right. We want to run a no excuse business. So I just wanted to put that out there real quick. I want to shout out. Let's throw some hearts in the chat for Kyrie Jones. He just recruited his first brand new associate, okay, as a
Let's
training
go,
associate.
Kyrie.
Okay, he's working hard on closing out 3, 3, and 8.
Let's go,
Michelle
Kyrie.
Austin, she recruited a new agent this month. Michelle Austin, congratulations. Tammy Yarbrough, she recruited a new agent this month, right? Congratulations. We got Ari Squires, congratulations. She recruited somebody this month. We got Princess Map, she brought on a new agent this month. Congratulations to Princess. We got a Brittany Carolina, she recruited a new agent this month. Congratulations, Brittany. We got a Hans Augustin who brought on a new business partner this month. Congratulations, Hans Augustin. Happy belated birthday to you as well. And then Miss Marlena Smith. Congratulations for bringing on a new business partner. Now, to all the names that I mentioned, you guys still got 2 people to bring on to complete 3, 3, and 8.
Working it.
Okay. You guys still got 2 people to bring on to complete 3, 3, and 8. Okay. Princess is laughing, right? Yeah.
Wait a minute.
It was a setup, right? So, yes, absolutely. Okay. We still got 2 more people. My thing is, I don't want people getting comfortable. I don't want you guys to sign off. Okay. We brought on a new agent, we brought on a new business partner, but let's keep going. Okay, we got to shake the mentality of, I already did something this month, right? Some of y'all be like, I wrote an app this month, right? I'm done, right? I recruited somebody this month. I'm done. I'm about to chill this weekend, right?
No.
Listen, you guys, okay, we have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, right? If I would have asked everybody on here to raise their hand if they wanted to build an empire, if they wanted to build generational wealth, we talked about it last night. 5 years of commitment could change your life for the rest of your life, right? 5 years of commitment can change your life for the rest of your life. What wouldn't you do in these 5 years, right? 5 years could change 500. We talked about it last night, right? We talked about it, 5 years changing, Shy Coney's kid's life, Brooklyn's life, Hans's granddaughter's life, Princess's grandkids' life, Marlena's and Mariah's life, Kim and King's life, right? Like, 5 years, you guys. 5 years of focus. All right. So, what can we do, and what is the mindset, right, in closing out the rest of the month? Okay. How many of you guys want to close out the rest of the month strong? Okay. How many of you guys even trying to go 3, 3, and 8 this month? Anybody? Yeah. Okay.
I'm
How
with
many of you
you.
guys from a base
I
shop
am.
standpoint? How many of you guys from a base shop standpoint got your eyes on Infinite Circle?
Hans Augustine is.
Okay, right? Infinite Circle. That's 10 in the base shop. Okay, they don't even have to come from you. That's you motivating other people to say, hey, how can I help you get 3 this month? See, Infinite Circle looks like this, Princess. I gather 5 or 10 people from my team and I help them all get 3. But you get an exclusive invite at the convention with Brad Pham and get to wear the shirt nobody else get to wear. Because you helped everybody else get what they wanted, you now get something and you get rewarded for helping other people. Right? Kim, it looks like you saying, hey, 5, 10 people, what can I do to help y'all get y'all 3 this month? This month, it ain't even about me. June, listen, I don't care about my goals. I care about your goals. What can I do to help you get your 3? Right? That's the mentality going into convention, you guys. All right. From a leadership standpoint and then from a personal standpoint, because if something amazing happens when you get in a recruiter mode, they just start coming. They just start coming. Okay. So one of the first things I want you guys to write down is this. Here's the mindset. Okay. I'm going to take my prospecting appointments as serious as my client appointments. Write that down. I'm going to take my prospecting appointments as serious because I'm guilty of it. Trust me. So I know if I've done it before, other people probably do it too. I've been super casual on prospect appointments. Like, got this prospect appointment. You know what I'm saying? But client appointments, I'm there, suited and booted early. I'm prepared. I got all kind of summaries prepared for my clients, right? But when it comes to a prospect, I'm like, babe, I got this appointment real quick. I'll be right back. Right? It's a totally different energy. We've got to have the same energy for our prospect appointments as we do for our client appointments. Number one, okay? See, the mindset is I can sell the pizza, Miss Marilyn, or I can sell the pizza shop. See, clients is selling the pizza. But when I bring on a new business partner, that's me selling the pizza shop. And if we're thinking distribution and expansion, we got to understand it from a business owner standpoint that prospecting is just as important as a client appointment. All right? Cause over comfort. Number 2, cause over comfort. Write this down. So the mindset that separates leaders from spectators. Leaders from spectators. Cause over comfort. Cause. We talked about a business a long time ago being a cause. When I wrap a business around an idea, that idea should be something that I absolutely believe in. I don't care if I'm selling chicken. Okay, this is my mom's recipe. This is my grandmom's recipe, right? You're tasting my life. You're tasting my cause. You're tasting a mission. This ain't just chicken. This is a cause, right? If I'm in the fitness world and I start a gym, if I, if I'm a physical therapist, right? This is my cause. I believe in healing people. I believe in giving people more energy, more frequency to operate and function in life. This is my mission. This is my goal. This is my cause. And I wrapped a company around my cause. Does this make sense to you guys? Right? A company is a cause. And until you see it as a cause, your OIC business as a cause, okay, you won't expand beyond, right, what's convenient for you. Because you won't get out of bed early for money. I'm sorry. Anybody want to guess why most people won't wake up at 5 a.m. for $1? Anybody want to guess?
You said the question is why they don't wake up for $1?
Why most people won't wake up for money, but they will wake up for a cause? But why won't people wake up for the money?
Not worth enough.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think the cause is
Comfort.
more attached to your why you get up. It's not the money that you're getting up.
Yeah. And so right? So you're absolutely right. But why is it that we won't get up for the money? Why
I
isn't
think
money really a motivating factor for most people in America?
because there's not enough value in the money. The cause is what you really value the most. Because if not, I'd be eating 6 chicken wings and fried rice right now. If I could. If I could, I can.
Right? Yeah, absolutely. So it's a way of saying this, right? Number one, most people have an aversion to money, you guys. Would you guys agree that most people's belief systems about money are horrible?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've been taught to hate money. Do you know the rewiring that has to take place for you to get up and be inspired by money? Number two, most people never had any. The average American has never made more than $5,000 a month, Princess. So you mean to tell me you're going to get inspired by 10K, 20K? You've never seen that before in your life. Why is that important for us to know as future leaders in this industry? That's important for us to know because we have to lead with cause and purpose. Why do you think Mary Grace been talking like Mary Grace for 28 years? And she's got $1 million from this industry, but she's not leading with that. Because she knows people can't relate to the Cayenne, but they can relate to the mommy van. Hello? Yes. So we have to understand that too, you guys, as leaders, okay, and as people moving our purpose and our mission forward to say, listen, it's cause over comfort. I have a cause. What is my cause? One of the things that I challenge everybody to do, I sent out a challenge to some of the team earlier this week, and I'm going to put it out here for you guys, for everybody. I want you guys to try this. Okay, draw a line between a piece of paper, and on the left side, I want you to write my beliefs about money. And on the right side, I want you to write, does this help me or hurt me? Does this help my future or hurt my future? You would be surprised if you confront your beliefs about money. See, mine were, I thought money was for horrible people. I thought money led to people getting incarcerated and murdered and shot because where I'm from, that's been my relationship to money. And I had to confront that, you guys. Like pen to pad. To be able to be set free to create a new and wholesome relationship with money. Does this kind of make sense? But your cause has to be prevalent. It has to set a precedence in your activity. Okay? So how committed am I to my cause? My cause could be financial literacy, protecting families, building leaders, creating ownership, and expanding distribution. Okay? The other mindset, closing out this month strong. And all I'm doing, you guys, is I'm wrapping up some of the things that we talked about this entire month. Okay. Belief is the genesis of all activity. So the question, if you have not asked yourselves this question literally, okay, literally, you guys, okay, what do I need to believe in and who do I need to become to be successful in our infinite company? What do I need to believe and who do I need to become? The success is in the being and not in the doing, princess. It's in the being and not the doing. Being supersedes all doing. I can give you guys example after example after example after example. They said that Michael Jackson used to rehearse in the clothes that he was going to perform in. One of the greatest entertainers that ever lived. Why is that? Because he understood in his psyche while the rest of the crew that he was rehearsing with, they was coming in sweatpants, Kim, and like comfortable clothes. So they like, oh, it's just rehearsal. This dude had on the hat, the gloves, everything in rehearsal. Princess, go ahead.
Sounds like Mr. Samad when he used to dress up at his table in a suit before he showed up to the real show. Tell the story.
You gotta practice how you play. You gotta practice how you play, right? You know, the business is not subjected to when we have a client in front of us. So how do I stay in a business mentality all day? I have to become the business. I'm in a suit and tie all day, looking like, walking like, talking like the end result. Period. And I don't care how crazy you think I am. It's hot as hell out on the suit. Because I said I was going to be a billionaire no matter what. Not if it's hot.
Going after people applying for.
I said I was going to be a billionaire no matter what. Not if it was cold. Not if it was hot. Not if it was convenient. Not if it was comfortable. But no matter what. So I'm going to sweat some days. But I sweat it for far less. Y'all following me?
Yes,
So you
sir.
gotta be. I'm looking for my delusional people. Because if you want to close this month out strong, if you want to have a different 2026 than you had for every year prior, you got to get delusional. You got to get radical about something. And it's okay to be radical about change. Listen, just think about me when you want to do it. And all the stuff comes up that stops you, your ego, and this self-perception and this self-identity that keeps you comfortable. It keeps you in the jail and the prison of comfort. Just think about Suni Samad. I get on a call every morning in the tie and I sweat. I see you, George, right? Okay, belief, you guys. Belief is the genesis or the substance of all activity. So you have to ask yourselves, we have to ask ourselves, what do I believe I need to be, and what do I need to believe about OIC, and what do I need to believe I need to become? I believe that OIC is the greatest opportunity that God has ever blessed me with. How many other people feel like that about OIC?
Amen.
I believe
Yes,
that
sir.
wholeheartedly.
Yes, sir.
Wholeheartedly. You know why? Because I get to choose what I believe. And if I get to choose what I believe, why not choose a belief that favors my success? See, Princess and I being in Arkansas on the 30th. Kudos to Princess, by the way. Princess Matt, congratulations on. She locked in a church event, and I'm going to be there. See, I believe that when I get there, I'm going to shut it down. See, I believe when I get there, there's people there who've been waiting on me to come. And that's why I was invited. I believe that there's a demographic of people at that church that could have only heard it from me to be able to understand it the way that they need to understand it so that they can move how they need to move. I believe that wholeheartedly. I got some appointments on the books today. I believe, okay, that every last one of them are going to close. I believe that every last one of those people need to be a part of OIC in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But that's a choice. So I don't go into those appointments from a standpoint of what if? What if? Because there's two what if scenarios. There's the what if premised in possibility, and then there's the what if premised in probability. See, probability says they probably might, right? Well, I don't know if they could really afford it. Okay? When we appeal to other people's limitations, it's a reflection of our own limitations. If you don't operate on limitations, you'll never seek the limitations in other people. So guess what? Even our appointments go in a way according to our belief systems. You guys believe that?
Yep.
You ever seen somebody close like all the time? And then
Yeah.
people who just can't really close? It's not the slides. It's not the script. It's the energy and the frequency that they're emitting to the person on the other side of the table. Pure-blooded belief. Anybody ever seen a kid? I had an encounter with Kim's kid at the event in California. Listen, you talk about a kid whose belief level is through the roof. When it comes to some money, that kid ain't afraid of no money. I was like, King, where the pizza? He was like, oh, it's back here. You want a slice? I was like, yeah. I'm thinking he about to give me the pizza for free. He put the pizza in front of me, and then he slid it back. And he was like, like, where the dollar at? Where the money at? I was like, oh, you want me to pay you? He was like, yeah. I said, do y'all got like Venmo? He was like, yeah. Right? Belief was through the roof. He conquered me with his belief, meaning his belief for me to pay him was bigger than my belief not to. So I paid him $2 for that slice of pizza. Right? But that's what belief is all about in our space. Write this down. Belief is a skill set. Belief is a skill set. Ownership mentality. Okay? So employees ask, what do I have to do? Owners ask, what needs to be done? Okay? So the OIC opportunity rewards those who think like business owners. Owners create solutions. Owners create momentum, and owners create culture. Okay? Detach from immediate results. Detach from immediate results. How many of you guys believing that the word losing or failure is a fallacy? I believe that. I believe that there's no such thing as losing or failing unless you quit. Quitting is the only failure. Because here's the thing. If somebody's on a Zoom with me, Princess, and they decide to reschedule or they decide not to move forward, it's not a failure. All they did was prepare me for the next person who's going to say yes. But they were a natural prerequisite to my yes. Okay? For example, if I got 10 people and my ratio is 3 out of every 10 people say yes, then I don't care if you come be one of the 7 that say no. I just need to do the numbers that play out in my favor. Oh, that hit home for somebody. See, my job is to just continue to invite. My job is to continue to just run the appointments. Marry the activity, divorce the result. I don't care if you join. I don't. I was talking to Shy this morning, right? And I said, Shy, the mentality because we had a three-way. I said, Shy, she said, well, they said that they were going to go in another direction with another OIC person. I said, number one, whenever somebody tells you about another OIC member, I said, the minute you hop on the phone and they say, oh, I was talking to Princess, you edify Princess immediately. If they say, oh, I was talking to Noonie, you edify Noonie. Oh, you was talking to Noonie? Listen, let me tell you about this gentleman. You know what I mean? He's one of the founders. He's doing some amazing things. You could not have been invited to this opportunity by a better gentleman, right? You edify that person right away because the attitude is, and we have to have this attitude is, I want you, but I don't need you. Because needing comes from a place of lack, and we have to operate from a spirit of abundance. I already won. Okay? Like Sheila Bolton, who just joined this call, told me the other day, she said, I already won in the 5D. I'm just waiting for the 3D to catch up. That was a bar. She said, I already won in the 5D. She said, I'm just waiting for the 3D to catch up. The 3D's slow. I won already. How many of you guys feel like you already won? Oh my God, y'all, them little hands. Y'all like,
Toonie, we're writing it down. You got to give us
Okay.
a second.
Got
Come
you.
on.
Listen, man, because I know if Mariah was here,
Yes.
her hand would have bust through the
I'm
screen.
dancing. I'm
Her hand would
dancing
have
to it,
bust through the
Tony.
screen. You dancing to it, George? Come on, man.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So the attitude is, I already won. I'm just here to prove the evidence, Kim. Right? I'm only here to prove the evidence of what was already sown into me as a victory. Right? I see the doubt on some of y'all's face and the worry sometimes on y'all face. Do y'all know that every circumstance that challenges you is just indicative of a major breakthrough? See, when it get hard for me, I say, oh my God, I can't wait to see what you're going to do about this. You about to show up and show out because life is lifing right now. I can't wait to see what you're going to do because I know I can't do it. So, hey, it's on you, God, but I know that you know what you're doing. And guess who ain't worried about it? Me. See, because I can't show up faithful one day and fearful the next. I digress. Play full out. Write this down. Most people leave potential on the table not because they lack talent, but because they never fully commit. The only difference, you guys, listen, Steve Jobs said this. He said, my life changed in business when I realized that the world was not made up, or the world was made up of a bunch of people who weren't any smarter than me. You guys, people are not that smart. They may pretend to be, they may lead on to be, and we wear our little glasses and our ties and stuff like that, but we are just as vulnerable as anybody else at any given time.
That's right.
Some of us are just better at masquerading. I don't believe nobody. You got to show me what you're saying. I don't believe nobody. So therefore, it's not a knock, but what I'm saying is I don't pedestal anybody over me. I don't care who you are. You ain't God. So the playing field is even. And I want everybody on this call to feel the same way. I was talking to Brad Pham one day. Brad said, I don't like when people posture and position in this business. He said, I think posturing and positioning is a cheap way to win. I said, well, what do you mean by that? He said, because it's an easy advantage to take. He said, that's why I left WFG. He
Yep.
said, because people felt like they could posture and position in ways that created a big I, little you situation. And I refuse to be the little you to somebody else's big I. How many of you guys feel empowered by that? Yes? No?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Okay. Listen, I'm not trying to step on toes or disrespect anybody's position. All I want for you guys to understand is that there's nobody doing anything on this platform that you can't do. That's all I'm saying. There's nothing but like JT used to say, ain't nothing but a nickel's worth of difference between all of us. I don't care what your paychecks say, ain't but a nickel's worth of difference between all of us. And I want you guys to be empowered by that. Don't be intimidated when a guy comes on the screen in your Zoom and he's a teacher, Shy, or she's a teacher, Tammy, and they posture to look, sophisticated and important. They just as vulnerable as you. They put their pants on one leg at a time like you. They woke up with fears and vulnerabilities just like you. Okay? So, if you guys knew you couldn't fail as far as playing full out, what would you commit to today? What would you commit to today if you knew you couldn't fail? Right? Would you pull out your infinite list and call everybody to close out the month strong? I promise you, it's like 10K on somebody's infinite list right now. Right? It is, right, Brittany? It's if you knew you couldn't fail, would you call everybody on your infinite list? Princess put us all on blast the other day. She made us all show our phones and go to our contacts. I seen some of y'all had 2,323 contacts. That was somebody, 2,323 contacts. I seen it. I said, oh my God. Oh my God. Where are the appointments? Wow. Right? The difference between that list and where we are now is belief. It's not getting organized. It's not finding the time. It's not finding the right condition. It's belief. That's the threshold between where we sit now and us getting into the activity to call all those people and get them booked on the calendar for either the opportunity or to take on one of our solutions. All right. Play full out, you guys. Play full out. Write this down. Recruiting is producing. Yes, ma'am. Princess Knott.
Oh no, I was gonna say too, just the point of us pushing so hard these next few days will create the momentum that we need in these days and going into the beginning of the month. I don't know if you guys realize that, but this is why it's so important. And if you haven't figured out when you get paid, I mean, really, I mean, at the end of the day, you guys want to get a check. So you gotta plan this out 3 weeks. So get started now. That's all. I just want to emphasize that.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Absolutely. So the context of the call right now, why we're talking about closing strong, is because if we close strong, we're gonna start strong in June. Okay. How many of you guys would love to start June with 5 new grand openings with 5 new agents, right? How many of you guys would like to start June, wrapping up new business, getting into new schools, talking to new teachers with new people on your team, right? And that starts with how well we focus on how we close this month. So thank you, Princess, right? Because it's a game of momentum. This is a game of momentum. So I want you guys to write this down. Recruiting is producing. Recruiting is producing. Right? We're going to leverage that language because I think in our industry, a lot of times we've been taught to kind of see it so separately that we think one is not really the other. Okay. But one is really selling the house and the other is selling the building or the apartment building. Right? I always say it like this: you can sell the French fries or you can sell the franchise. Did you guys know that when you become a business director, okay, you represent an agency? So the language of business director is agency. And the goal is, right, Princess, to have a multitude of agencies all over the country so that you can then wake up in the morning, Princess, you know, and you know, South Beach, Venice, wherever you want to be at, right? And your agencies all over the country allowed you to wake up with more money in your account than when you went to sleep. Right? That's kind of the goal from a builder standpoint. So recruiting is producing. One recruit may become 100 names, 15 training appointments, future clients, and future leaders. All right. So don't see recruiting as separate from production. Okay. Recruiting is production multiplied. I love that. Recruiting is production multiplied. All right. So abundance thinking. Okay. We talked about that a little bit. Let's not operate from a place of scarcity this month. All right. We got 6 days to close out. Let's not operate from a place of scarcity. Operate from a place of, hey, I cannot fail. I cannot fail. Okay. Service before commission. All right. Activity over emotion and urgency without desperation. All right. So, how many of you guys are going to create or go grab your infinite list and get to work? How many of you guys are going to commit to that these last 6 days? Right? Call through your infinite list. My question to myself is usually this. When I find myself hesitating, you guys, I'm saying, Suni, what is the alternative? You guys ever ask yourselves that? Like, what's the alternative? Like, what else better could I be doing with my time? And I promise you, you'll be hard pressed to find something more valuable than pursuing your business. Helping more families, helping more people. You'd be hard pressed to find something that you could be doing that either adds more value to you, your future, or somebody else. And that's the beauty of our business. It ain't like we sell cars. It ain't like we sell, you get what I'm saying, Marilyn? Like, it's not like we sell something that people can kind of do it out. Like, we are in the business of changing lives. Every time we talk to somebody, do you guys know the commission that we make is far less than the value that we give somebody when we put them into a policy? But let me say it this way. When we put somebody in a policy, the value that we give them far supersedes any commission that we could ever get paid. It's peanuts compared to the fact that now I just put a policy in place, 5-year track, 500 a month, 750 after year 5 through 20. We got compounded interest in the 200,000s. By the time this kid is 50 years old, by the time they're 65, you know, they have an accumulated value of $600,000, $800,000, and I got paid a $5,000 commission. What? I gave them far more value than what I got paid. But our aversion to money sometimes makes us feel like we're wrong for getting paid for what we do. Some of us got money demons, and that's why I'm saying, if you write that piece of paper and you write down the middle on the left, what are my beliefs about money? And on the right, are these beliefs good or bad, positive or negative, however you want to language it? I promise you, I had to flip the page over when I did it. I had like 59 negative beliefs about money. And I just had to pray about it. Okay? So I'm going to open the call up to some of the leaders, input on how we can close the month out strong. We got 6 days left.
Well, I'll open up the call by adding, not only am I in agreement with what you said, the whole time this morning, I already started organizing my list of who I'm going to attack and call. I currently have 20 live names that this was actually from earlier this morning because I kind of been nourishing that and saying, hey, I'm taking my conversations a little bit more direct. So there's 20 names that I'm asking the group to help me keep accountable today that I'm going to actually make some phone calls directly. Some of them were referrals, some of them were actual direct contacts that I haven't talked to in some time, and just kind of making sure that I'm doing some of the follow-up. One of the reasons why I felt like, hey, sometimes we could take a position of just kind of like texting people. And this is Hans Augustine talking about himself. This is not you. If it falls in your conversation, then you can take some light to what I'm talking to myself. I can get very comfortable with just texting and reaching out because I have a large network of people that I know. And so there's a lot of common responses that I can get very comfortable with emailing. But I'm also saying to you guys that I wrote these 20 names today with an intention to make a direct phone call. Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? This is what I got going on, type of thing. And so I'm just using your conversation of what you're saying that I really, like I said, I valued whatever has been created so far for me, but I still feel like there's a lot longer for me to go. So now I'm trying to take up my personal conversations, direct conversations up a notch, basically with people. So and that's how I can add value to today's thought process, just making sure, and also have a list of some of you guys that are part of our organization that have not made a decision about convention, and just saying, hey, not this is a separate group of names. And I'm just thinking, yes, Hans is going to convention. Yes, you should go to convention. Yes, all of us should go to convention. But have you made that decision for yourself? Has it been your personal yes? And what's might be holding you back so that we can really grow together? I think that's the biggest thing that I realize. No matter what value or any of this leadership rank can offer you, you'll find that if you can make it to a convention, or making it to that position or getting someone to that space, we're going to add a lot more value. And just a quick congratulations to Mr. Stephen Taylor today, who closed out on a rollover opportunity. And one of the reasons
Let's go, Mr. Taylor.
one of the reasons I was very excited for him is because the important part, guys, if you say yes to the work, the yeses of an appointment will show up. And what Stephen Taylor did a couple months ago was that, yes, we walked into a couple of schools, and at that time, we didn't get the result that we were looking for. But guess what? He said yes to the idea of following up. And when he started to follow up, what happened was he started to get yeses in the schools that gave him permission to be there, even though there was some little homework that was required. Nobody gives you a guarantee immediately. But if you follow up, and then the other thing was that what was important is that we've done a couple of appointments. Some of them are warmer, but this one was also very interesting because this young lady had a very solid questions, very meaty questions that a brand new person would not have been able to manage. And this is why they say work with your leadership, because sometimes your leadership has previous experience. But the good news is that Mr. Taylor was not afraid also to meet the challenge. He did some homework, some of the alternative ways. So he collaborated with me on a lot of those appointments. And this young lady was ready to roll over her account portions. We have some more business that we're going to do with her, 6 months from now. But congratulations to you, brother, because you said yes to the work. and yes to the ability of moving the ball forward. So I just wanted to kind of share that thought process, but hold me accountable. I got 20 names to make some calls today, Mrs. Samad, so that way we could
Yes,
kind of
sir.
get to the convention and get to the next level, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that, Mr. Augustine. Mr. Taylor, go ahead, brother. Talk to the
Hey,
people.
brother, I just wanted to, I wanted to share something, and you're not going to find out that this was like a $400,000 rollover or anything, but it's a smaller amount, but she qualified it that she'll be doing things later, and I don't care about the amount. I just wanted to see this process done,
Yes,
and
sir.
and I wanted her to to be a referral system, and I told her that, and in the schools, and she's a very well respected teacher there, and so that's in the district that I actually cracked the code on,
Mhm.
and so I wanted to just share this with people because the old fella in me, in the beginning, when when I heard there was like an email coordinator, and you could put $50 in every 2 weeks, it was like there was these two little people on my shoulder. One was white and one was the red guy. The red guy was saying, take that route, you're 73, that's going to be a whole lot easier for you. But the other one over here said, no, you follow the system, you do what your leaders have taught you to do. And this one was saying, but look, you've already failed, yeah, you can't get in this school. And this one was saying, but your leaders told you that. And this one said, it doesn't matter what the leaders are. Take that route. So
Yes.
I didn't fall to that temptation, and you know what? I've not made a ton of money, but Mr. Suni Samad said prospecting is producing. And so recruiting is producing. Bringing on new people is producing. And I will go more than 2 generations deep. I will go more than 10 wide. As a matter of fact, Mr. Suni and I think it's tomorrow or today. I don't know. There's so many green things on my calendar now, I can't even hardly keep up with them. But we're going to bring on a guy today. So that'll be 11 wide. And my understanding is he's a builder. I've spoken with him. And so I'm going to go deeper. But I will say this. I went through an entire school year of boots on the ground, driving an hour from home, walking into schools with that little bitty treat bag. And I heard it from the beginning. Soon he said in the academy. Soon he said teachers love sweet things. That's why it's sweet treats. Gabe said teachers love it. Every teacher who I spoke with in these schools said, you bring chocolate, you bring sweets, you got us wrapped around your little finger. And so I have just little enough sense to believe that and act on it. And so this appointment was from not an email. This appointment was from building that relationship. This particular teacher came up came up to me in that sweet treat event and said, I've been told I'm supposed to come and talk to you. Who she was talking about was her principal. Her principal said, I'm telling everybody to come and see you. Now, everybody didn't come and talk to me, but she talked to me. She filled this card out, put everything on this card that was supposed to be put on this card. I know you're not seeing it, but I knew that she would be a very useful person in that school system. And so I developed that relationship with her. And on our very first appointment, on our second appointment, she said, that's when we were beginning to get some of the information and that we needed. And she said, you know what? I trust you guys. I'm a very trusting person. I mean, I'm not a very trusting person, especially with my personal things. But she said, and this is not a reflection on me. I'm not bragging on me. I'm just saying her words were, and Hans could back it up, but he had to jump on an appointment. My trust started with Mr. Taylor. You made me believe that you all were here to help me. And she said, and now after talking to you, Mr. Augustine, I'll share anything. Do you know that this was our fourth appointment to get this rollover? And she sent me emails. She sent us emails. She had questions. And Hans, I was so grateful Hans answered them, because I'm like, I don't know. But this last time she sent an email, one final email that she had just some questions. I was not going to bother Hans this weekend. I was not going to bother him at all. And so I just went to my substitute BD, Chat GPT, and I said, I need these questions answered based on what you know about my job as a financial professional. Help me answer these questions. And I copied it, made it a little more personal. And, today she said, I had a question and I knew it was going to be a weekend for you, Mr. Augustine, but Mr. Taylor really answered my questions. And I'm thinking, I wasn't going to let it show on the line, but I'm thinking that's what I'm talking about. So I said all that to say this, and I need to wind it up. After I spent the investment of the sweet treats, after I spent the investment of going to schools, after an investment of all this time with no sizable amount of money made, I decided, and I talked with my wife, and I decided that the ERG coordinator could help me, and I did that. And but I only did that after I followed this system. So don't anybody on this call take it that the best way to do it is to jump into the ERG email coordinator. No, because I was confused as a woodpecker on a steel telephone pole when that happened. I had no idea what was happening, and this was going and all this was going, but Gabe helped me. So I'm just saying, do this system. Don't you dare get into email coordinator without you having been in schools, without you going to this academy more than once, without you taking the instructions from Mr. Hans Augustine, Mr. Suni Samad, who crafted this for us and who built belief into me. I would believe if Mr. Suni Samad told me, brother, I can deadlift now because I've been running. I can deadlift 5,000 pounds. He said he wouldn't believe anybody till they proved it. I'll believe anything Mr. Suni Samad and Mr. Hans Augustine tell me about this business, because they have proven to me that it works. So this was not an easy process, but man, I'm getting emails, appointments booked from schools that I haven't even walked into, from schools and counties, districts that I haven't even given them the opportunity to tell me, no, we've sunsetted that. And they're booked all around me. And so I'm grateful, and I'm having to do some of them on my own, because Hans is booked, but I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm just not going to let it stop me. So there's no quit. There's no stopping. I've come too far to look back now, and I'm not going to. So I just want to see if I can be an encouragement to young folks who, are coming in here wondering how it's going to go. But
let's go,
my
Stephen Taylor.
breakthrough, my breakthrough's coming, George Ridley. My breakthrough is
it's
coming,
already there.
brother.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
It's already there, sir.
Yes,
it's already
sir.
there. So appreciate you, Mr. Taylor, for sharing. And I hope you guys got from what Mr. Taylor, what I believe he was saying is that, listen, everybody's journey is going to be a little different. He tried some other things outside of the system that we promote here within the Supreme Team. Yes, do we say, I told a new person Just the other day, I said, before you invest in the EEC program, I want to get you paid, and that's just the bottom line. The boots on the ground approach in the school space is uh, what I would say would be the best approach. But is everybody going to be able to do that? No. There's going to be some people like a Monica Castaneda who is crushing it from an EEC standpoint, right? You got to figure out what works for you. Okay. But the reason that we promote the boots on the ground approach is because our system is designed to make sure every new person, right, is able to have some duplicatable success, right? And so again, but congratulations, because now you're profitable, sir. And because you're profitable, it's unlimited upside. One thing I want you guys to write down before we wrap up. Okay, I want you guys to write this question down. Do you keep an open mind when it comes to making additional income? Do you keep an open mind when it comes to making additional income? How many of you guys can call over the next 6 days through your infinite list and ask that simple question? Pretty simple, right? Okay, we're talking about completing our 3, 3, and 8 this month. 3 new business partners. How many of you guys could call through your infinite list and say, hey, do you keep an open mind when it Hey, listen, real quick. Do you keep an open mind when it comes to making additional income? Because people want to start off with the small talk. No. Hey, real quick. I got a lot of people I need to call real quick. I just got to ask you one question. Do you keep an open mind when it comes to making additional income? Right? If somebody asks you that, right, and they were somebody that you knew, you loved, and you trusted, right, wouldn't you entertain it? Wouldn't you say, well, what is it? Okay. Then you transition that into a 3-way call. Listen, I want to introduce you to a gentleman or a young lady by the name of. You edify, say, hey, really down to earth, really love helping people. One of my business partners, would love to get them on the line with you real quick so they can kind of share with you what they shared with me when I first took a look at this opportunity. Okay. Do you keep an open mind when it comes to making additional income? All right. So listen, I hope this call was valuable, you guys. Hate that we went over, but here's the thing. Today is Tuesday. We do have our wealth formula this evening. I don't know who's doing it tonight. But whoever's doing it is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Okay. So let's drive some momentum. Let's drive some people to
I'm sorry,
that
I know
call.
we're over, but can you repeat really quick the 3-3 convention? It is for, what is it? 3 new business partners, 3
Yes,
pieces of
ma'am.
business.
3 new business partners, 3 applications.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And you will get your convention reimbursed if you show up to convention. Okay. So it's called 3-3 convention. And the reason that is so phenomenal is because if we start planting the seeds now, this is the advantage. This is why we're talking about what we're talking about, right? Because I want us to be in the momentum of getting 3-3 convention wrapped up in June, right? But it starts today. We got to start going through that list today, because if we start talking to people today, for everybody, not business, not business directors, though. Kim said for business directors too. No, business directors are exempt. Okay. But I love your hustle, Kim. Always. I respect it. But listen, you guys, 3-3 convention, we start now. Okay. If we start the activity now, going through that infinite list, we can sow some seeds that'll pan out for us in June. That'll help get us there. All right. Hope I answered your question, Miss Marlena. Yeah, we good? Okay. All right. So listen, any other questions before we wrap this up? All right. Well, I'll see field directors and up on the CEO call in about an hour. If you guys need anything from me, give me a call. I'm available. Have a blessed day, everybody.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Go.